Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another rapid game. In this rapid game we are playing a guy with a rating of about 2000, and the game just started with the Nimzo-Indian defense or Bogo-Indian defense, depending on what he will play now. He's playing knight c3 and we will go for the Nimzo-Indian. Let's see. He has a big choice here. Queen c2, okay, sticking to the main line. Now black also has a couple of options, but I think that should we go for d5? Yes, let's go for this d5 line. Okay, he's going e3. I think castling should be fine. Already now he closed in this bishop, which I kind of like for us. So can we play in the center? I think this is very logical. Not, yeah, maybe not the most accurate, but should be fine. Okay, he's taking on d5. Now we have a lot of options. We could take on d4 first. We could take on d5 with either pawn, queen or knight. So let's examine all those. Because it's a very long-term decision, we decide about the pawn structure, and this is quite crucial for the rest of the game. So let's first see this one. If he would take with the pawn, he has the isolated pawn, but his bishop is out. So maybe not so clever. Also, if he takes with the knight, then I take with the knight, his bishop is still in there. I like this actually a bit more. So maybe the more critical stuff is he might take with the pawn, but still it's a good isolated pawn version for us, because I think the queen is a bit misplaced there. Okay, if I go there, I kind of dislike this move, because then I get a bit distracted with the bishop, and he might be in time to organize his forces. And taking with the queen, I think it's quite pointless, as after a3 I might need to give the bishop. Taking with the knight, then maybe also he can. Taking with the knight is reasonable though. Still, I want to see if he's going for the isolated pawn or playing this, but also then I have quite good play after knight d5, threatening to weaken his structure here, and he probably needs to go bishop d2. Also, it might be an interesting idea if knight takes, can we play e5? Because he won't save this pawn forever, and maybe it's just a space gaining move. Okay, he actually did this. If I go there, he goes there. But then my pawn is kind of vulnerable. Not so easy. Let's keep it simple. He will play this, I'm pretty sure. What else? And then, not so sure. If I just take, bishop takes, it's also not something special for us, I think. Maybe I just take everything and then play e5. Okay, bishop d3. That's interesting, but maybe not so good. Let's see. Okay, he's threatening this pawn, but I would even consider not defending it, because it takes some time, and then the bishop also needs to go out, and I can use this time for my development. But what to do in the meantime? So maybe kick the knight and play knight c6. So if I kick the knight, goes here, play knight c6. But he takes the pawn. I have nothing concrete, I think. Not so easy. Let's see. If I want to protect it, then can play h6. Actually, why not? Maybe h6 is just good. all the other ideas remain. I still threaten to make a weak pawn on c3. Okay, he castles. I could weaken his structure now, but then I'm a little bit behind in development, but I think it's okay to play like this, because from a static point of view I might be better in the endgame, and I just need to finish the development somehow. And then I have something to play for, which I like. However, I think his activity should be enough. Maybe he can push the pawn and go to the B file, trying to pressure me there. Okay, he's going e4, which is maybe a bit careless, because this bishop might be stuck. And okay, he wants to get this bishop out, but I think it had already some good squares available, so maybe just develop. I go here, maybe going here next, or going here or here next even. My next move should be something like this. Or maybe even, yeah, knight c5, bishop d7, not playing b6, not giving the c6 square to him. So both is reasonable. If he's going f4, which is aggressive, I must be a bit careful, but I think his attack cannot really be a success, because he's just not having enough pieces. Okay, he's actually going for it. I like expelling this bishop, because without the bishop there shouldn't be any attack. And f5, I think it's a bit premature. Okay, he's just retreating. I could even consider this positional pawn sacrifice, because if he takes, I might just jump here with the knight. But okay, knight f5 then, not so sure. Could also try to develop this bishop, but I cannot really play this, I think, because he would grab my bishop. I want to go this. Maybe I can disturb him a little bit. No, so f5 I just take, and I have control of the f6 square. If e5, okay, it's possible, but it's not clear to me how his attack will continue. I will just bring all my pieces, I think, if he's not doing anything special. Okay, I think that's a good move. I will just bring my next piece into the game. I have some targets. Maybe I can think about something like this already. Maybe queen c7. Okay, rook d1. He needs to be a bit careful, because I thought this might win something, but it's a bit too early, because he still has knight b3. Still, it's a nice pin. I could consider this knight b3 and queen c7, or start with queen c7. Both are possible. I think I want to start with this. Maybe now this becomes an idea. And also he needs to watch out for this all the time. And it's not so easy to reorganize his queen, because e4 is weak. Maybe my threat is play like this, knight b3 and then queen c6. Then I have two targets. Maybe my threat is already to take material, like this, takes, and queen c3. If he trades the queens, he can take my bishop, but I take his. If he attacks my rook, I take his pawn. Maybe it's working. Maybe I'm threatening to take a pawn here. Bishop to a4. Let's see what he's coming up with. Okay, f5. He doesn't care. I have some interesting options. I could go this. Once the knight moves, I think, okay, knight b5 is a move. If knight b3, I thought I could just take and take c3 maybe. Okay, not so sure about knight c5, and knight b5, sorry. Maybe I can play this one. Maybe I can also take first, but taking with the knight, then I definitely feel a bit unsecure after bishop to a4 because his knight is really good there. I don't want to allow this actually. How serious is f6? Let's see. If I play this, can he kind of ignore everything and play for my mate? I actually don't think so, because I can still kick the knight and stabilize here. And okay, let's say bishop a4, knight goes there. Maybe I take then, if he takes with the pawn, which I think is best. Yeah, he's still pinned. I like this. Let's go for it. I think f6 Okay, f6 of course not possible. Queen d2. I have knight e4. Okay, he's just defending the exchange, which might be reasonable. Now I thought if I take here, if he takes with the rook, he has no dynamics on the f line. He can never push f6, which I like about it. What I dislike about it is that the rook is also attacking this guy, but maybe tactics just work. So I want to get rid of this. If the pawn takes, okay, then I can also consider those tactics I mentioned before, take, take, and take. And I think it might finally win a pawn. Yes, I think it's very fine. Needs to take somehow, I think. Takes with the pawn. Okay, let's see. I take, pawn takes, queen c3. Queen is attacked, needs to do something about it. If queen e4, I have bishop c5. I have a lot of moves, okay. I think it's working. If he attacks my rook or takes a7, then I can take b3. So I will take here. If here, I take here. If here, I take also there. If here, I take probably with the bishop. Still, this can be quite drawish in the end, because he has rook to d7. Maybe I should take with the rook, then I can stabilize my extra pawn later. Or he doesn't have rook d7 at all. But still, I think it's quite hard to convert this. I have one extra pawn on this wing, but he's quite active. Probably he should take this a7, why not? He could also try to go to opposite colored bishops with taking a4. I take there, but I think then I have a great activity. I have to save a king. I have an extra pawn, but maybe it's technically not that easy. However, I want to stabilize. Maybe bishop c5 next. Also there I would like my bishop, but it's not doing that much. Okay, what should we do? How to organize the pawns. If I organize them like this, then they are safe, but they never go somewhere. I would much rather like to have a pass pawn. Yeah, let's go for the pass pawn option. Let's try to get this one. If I have a pass pawn, I think I have reasonable winning chances. Rook a1 might be possible, but then his rook might be active. I will insert this check first, so the king needs to go to the corner, and then I will trade. Then I will play b6. And we will play a long game in case he's doing this. But I'm not yet forced to play a5, and then he cannot find a perfect blockade, I think. And I try to improve my king to here. Okay, he takes, he gives me the pass pawn. Now, should I give this check first? Then he gets this option, so I want to be a bit more flexible there. f6 I don't want to allow, so I keep my bishop there, and once he attacks it, I might go there. I might also go just to f6. Not entirely sure. But still, I think that's his best try. I actually wanna go here, but still, it's a bit annoying. Yes. However, this is also quite an interesting tactical idea. Give a check, he needs to go there, and then play rook e8. Because his back rank is weak, I might threaten rook f4 and win another pawn. And also a7 is quite stable. Yeah, I like this one. Check, king needs to go to the corner. If I go here and he goes f6, then he blundered basically this move, and then I win a second pawn. If he goes here, that's bad news because I did not consider this one. Yeah, that's bad. Maybe I can trade one pair of rooks. But this was not part of the plan. But still, it should be okay. Yes, okay, that's bad news. I'm not in time for... Well, am I in time for this? If he takes f7, I go king f8. Cannot take my rook because he's mated. And if he moves the rook... Yeah, that's a problem. He moves the rook. Okay, so let's go this one. If he takes, I recapture. If check, I go up. Still threatening this rook f4 afterwards. He could try this and this, maybe, but rook f4 is coming faster. Let's see, probably, yeah, maybe he can check and then play f6. Okay, maybe f6 is something I need to be a bit worried. But again, the question is, can I just play rook to f4 then? Cannot take my e7 because I take f1, and if he moves, I take the f6 with the rook. And then I'm very much fine, I think. Let's see, what is he coming up with? He can also just make some space for his king, which is, I think, not a bad decision. Maybe I would try to pin him. Okay, this is probably a blunder. Can I play this? Takes, I have mate. Aha. Okay, not so bad, because I cannot really take, because he will pin me. Maybe I can try to harass this bishop first, but he will go to c2 anyway, and then will threaten f6 check. Okay, fair enough. If I go there and he attacks my bishop, for example, I can attack his rook a little bit. Maybe... Yeah, but this threat of f6 check is quite annoying. Maybe I should just think about stabilizing rook d4. If trades, I put my bishop there and then try to win with the pawn. Maybe. But the question is, rook d4, what if he attacks my bishop? It's not clear. It's not easy at all. This bishop c2 is really nasty. I will play this because it gains so much time. And maybe I can prevent bishop c2 later. Still not easy. I can also not play this. Okay, he goes passive. I like this a lot, because now I could get, for example, this formation. It's the question, do I like this? Maybe. I could also get the rooks off, but I don't want this. Yeah, let's go for this one. Should be solid. I will push the pawn, but first I will stabilize. Like this. He can never win it. I will try to improve the king. Maybe I have a bit easier play with the king. I will try to push. Oh, this was almost a mouse slip. And then I will try to improve the pawn, keep the f7 protected. Like this would be my ideal setup, I think. Maybe push it further. The further the better. And I control this a1 square. I think I have quite some chances here. Okay, let's play. What do we want to play? Maybe we could even try to put the bishop there, but he will play g4. However, g4, let's try this. If he plays g4, I have a trick. And I think he cannot do this. Also, I might fix it first and play then rook e3, or move this pawn out of the way first. But I think that's something I like. If I get this one in and he's stuck with his king, then I'm pretty sure that it should be winning. Also, this opens the way for my king, which is something we wanted to do anyway. Let's see. g4 is something he would like to do, because then he would never be mated, but it's kind of risky. He needs to evaluate this move. Maybe it's playable. Take f7, take h3, king g2, takes g4. Okay, my pawns wouldn't be best quality, but okay. So this I don't understand. I think this is a very good pawn there. Can try this setup here. Maybe I don't have to, because he's not getting his king out now. Maybe I will just start like this. Maybe bishop f3, for example, and bring the king. Maybe also start with a5. It's not so stupid. Okay, he wants to give this check, but now I no longer need to put my bishop there. I will just go there with the king, improving it. Also, this note that this is never working. First, because yeah, check, king h2, bishop e5, but also at the very least I would have bishop f6. So, okay. I think slowly but surely he is in trouble. He should somehow got his king out, but not easy to say. I think his biggest mistake was that he undeveloped his rook here. Here he could really hope for some counterplay with bishop c2. I was, for example, considering this rook c1. Was not so sure how I would proceed there. Feels way more dangerous with two rooks, also for me. Okay, he played rook d1, attacking my bishop. Let's go to... Okay, I don't want to allow f6. If there, then he might pin me. Yeah, let's go to f6 straight. Then maybe it's time to activate the rook, or to let the pawn run, or to improve the king by a little bit. Maybe I want to destabilize this bishop first. At some moments I could even consider, once my king is very active and his king is still in the corner, I could even consider changing rooks. King g1 maybe. Yes, maybe king g1. I like king g1. I think he should get his king out of the danger zone. Okay, rook d5. This seems weird. This losing a piece, I think. Check, check. Needs to go g3. Okay, it loses a pawn. But after this also a piece I take, and I have rook e2 and win the bishop. And it's over. Needs to give up the exchange. I think it's the best, but it's of course also hopeless. G3 only move. Of course rook e5, but it's dead lost because the bishop can never stop this pawn because my rook helps. Okay, g3, let's take it. Let's play rook e2. Let's take the bishop. And resigned. Okay, let's have a quick look at the game as well. It started with this Nimzo-Indian. And the first situation I'm really curious about is after c takes d5. What is the best move? Okay, what I played was fine. How about this one? It's also fine. How about this one? It's a bit better for white because I kind of give up a bit much in the space in the center. Queen takes, I suppose this is the worst. Yes, this is not good. Okay, so pawn takes d4 was fine. Takes. This e5 is an option, I think. The computer kind of considers it, but I wasn't sure what to do here. Okay, bishop c3, really. Okay, takes, and then queen takes. Okay, he has a bit worse structure, but he has a pair of bishops. Wasn't sure about this. In computer, it's also not so sure because it's plus 0.1 or something. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay, also a little better for white. So e5 is probably the move to go anyway. So what did I play here? h6. Okay, a bit better for white, but still I like this long-term plan that this c3 pawn might be weak. Yes, this was probably not so good because he's closing in the bishop. f4, I develop, that's all right. Queen a5, bishop a4 already. I could start with this one. I started this way. Okay, this was quite good. I don't know if I estimated that I'm already winning. I thought it's very, very fine, but I was not so sure. Okay, this one was not such a great combination. I should just keep the tension and not go for lousy pawns. Okay, rook fe8. The thing is, the computer is never afraid of something like this. But as a human, things are not so easy. Okay, it's just over. Yeah, okay. Let's maybe just improve the last piece. It's very typical, and maybe take on b3 later and maybe just develop first. And it's over already. Okay, I just took a huge advantage, but not a winning position. And he did the right thing. He took on a4, which is probably best. Taking on a7 is probably bad. Yes, then I'm a solid pawn up and no opposite bishops. But here I think technically it's not that easy. And probably it's holdable. Rook d7 would be good. Okay, he took there. I took. Okay, rook e8 was good. Rook d7 was necessary. And I like his move here. But my feeling is that this move is bad. I thought he just might go there. Bishop b6 and then here. Okay, then I will pin him. Okay, I did miss this one. Okay, what happens if he goes somewhere else? Rook b4. Okay, this I understand. And now f6. Ah, okay. I was a bit reluctant to play f6 basically because once this bishop appears here again, I'm in danger and I don't want to weaken my light squares when he has the light square bishop. Okay. I would be curious if it's my only move. Let's see, can I do more engines there? Okay, let's see. Rook e2 would be good. Basically anything which moves my rook away. Okay. f6 check is nothing. And now, yeah, basically it's just a check, but after g6 it's nothing. Okay, I should and could maybe have found it, but it was not asked by him. So he did this, I stabilized. Okay, computer wants to push the pawn earlier, but I think basically is it went quite okay. Still he has holding chances. I think he needs to get the king active. It's very important, and basically in the end he lost because his king was in a mating grid or in some attack or so, but there was no need to allow this. At this point I'm not ready to organize all this stuff like playing for a mate. It's really caused by his play, and this gives me the second plus, and usually you need two pluses to win a game, not just one advantage on one side, but you need another advantage, and he gave me this by not allowing my h4 stuff. And yes, here it looks very comfortable. And then he blundered, which is quite natural that people blunder when they are under pressure. I still thought this might be a chance, but I get all my pieces in, the king gets in, the bishop is stable, the pawn is ready to run. I think it's just winning for black here. But before I was not sure, and I think the key mistake is that he allows me to set up a mating grid. He needs to get his king into the center somehow, don't know how, maybe g3, and even if he goes something like run here or run here, of course not blundering the bishop, but if there is no mating attack, maybe he has good holding chances. So that's it for this game. Thanks for watching. I hope also the analysis was instructive to you, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.